Welcome, Knicks Nation. I hope everybody is safe and healthy and that you're all enjoying your weekend and that you and your family are enjoying it together. Welcome, Fredo, my brother Malik, Ron Cohen, Yuri Ark. Welcome to all of y'all. What else? What are we missing here? Welcome, V Spec, Omar Murray, Flatbush Dre, Joseph Andemio. Welcome to all of you. Jose Loco, D.O., Phenom Nick, my brother Superstar, Coach Hauser, G. Bostino, June Man 15. Welcome to all of y'all. Phenom Nick, Desmond 777. Welcome. I hope all you guys are enjoying your weekend and that your families are safe and healthy and you are safe and healthy. So, right now, first of all, before we start getting to any of your questions and stuff, let's talk about what has happened. So at this point, the Knicks now have the full contingent of their coaching staff. So they have their coaching staff. Lee Thomas, R.J. Falcon, welcome. Mark Martin. I think I said hello, Desmond 777. Welcome to y'all. So they have now the contingent, especially the upper echelon of the coaching staff. So they have Chris Jent, who's going to apparently be the offensive coordinator, Brenden O'Connor, who apparently is going to be the defensive coordinator, and of course, head coach Mike Brown. The thing is, I have no idea, except I know that Jent played for the Knicks for 1 year, and I know that he played for Houston when the Knicks went to the finals against Houston. But other than that, I don't know anything about him. He is coaching, I know, for the Charlotte Hornets, and I know O'Connor was coaching for the Clippers. But I don't know anything about their styles. I don't know anything about what to expect. The good thing that we do know is that there's three guys working together to make decisions, and that's not a bad thing. So you got Mike Brown, and he's got these two guys, one on each side of the basketball, creating the strategies and making decisions. Hello, Miss Lumley, Yuri Ark, Andrew Abraham. Yeah, there wasn't anything. I don't like to put out content when there's nothing really to say. At this point, I came to the conclusion once they hired Jent, it came to me that the reason they probably have not signed the veteran minimum that they have available is they probably want, in fairness, to get input from both Jent and O'Connor as well as Brown. That's the way I look at it. So Jent, O'Connor, and Brown together will have input into who gets that final contract. So, and it would make sense because it's Brown's team, and he's hired these two guys. So they would probably have an idea of what they're looking for. So I would know already what Tibbs would be looking for, but Tibbs is not here. So I have no idea what Brown, Jent, and O'Connor are looking for, because now you have basically a triumvirate. You don't have one guy. You have a shared power situation where Jent is offense, O'Connor is defense, and Brown is overseeing both. So there is going to be, as Coach Hauser said, the word we have mentioned a few weeks ago is collaboration. This is not what Tibbs was into, as we know, except for maybe Rick Brunson. Tibbs wasn't a big collaborator. Brown is, and having three guys specializing in this, they're each specializing in something. So one is offense, one is defense, and one is overall. Then you have a committee situation, and sometimes it says, the word says, in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. So you have three counselors, and they're working together on war plans. What's good is that while the players cannot report to camp, until later in September, the coaches can start getting together right away. And so I can imagine that they're all going to be looking at film and from the film and from what they know of the players, and of course meeting with the players, which Brown has already reached out to all of the roster. They're going to be strategizing both offensively and defensively about what their schemes are going to be, going forward, and that's important. Welcome, Sister Love Blue and Senior Beef. So Jay Supreme did it. So they're going to be strategizing what their schemes are going to be, which is what we want them doing right now. Strategizing how they're going to best get the most out of this roster. The main reason Tom Thibodeau was fired is because the Don and his crew felt like Thibodeau did not maximize the roster. That was the main reason. And there's reasons why he didn't do that. It's reasons because, we know Tom was not a guy to collaborate. So that was part of his downfall here. Mike Brown is completely the opposite of Tom Thibodeau. Mike Brown is a collaborator. He's a guy. He's a guy that would, he likes to what's the word I'm looking for? He likes consensus. Mike Brown likes consensus. He's not a my way or the highway type of guy. Now, myself, I don't mind Tom Thibodeau's method. I did, like most of you, wish that he would have went deeper into his roster. And, instead of using 7 guys, if he'd used more like 9 or on a regular basis or 10, it would have been better. He had the talent to do it. But, I'm not opposed. I was never, as y'all know, I was always Tibbs high, and I'm going to always be Tibbs high. I respect him as a coach, as a basketball mind, and I don't feel like I have enough ability to be questioning him. But I do like that Mike Brown is a collaborator, and from what we have seen here, the situation is set up perfectly for collaboration. So you're going to have Mark Bryant dealing with the big men. You're going to have Maurice Cheeks dealing with the guards. You're going to have Rick Brunson dealing with Jalen Brunson. Okay? So this is not going to change. And then, of course, you got Jent handling offense, O'Connor handling defense. So you're going to, in each phase of the game, Mike Brown's got a collaborator that he can work with on each phase of the game, on each player that he's talking about. So if we're trying, for example, to develop Ariel Hook-Porty, Mike Brown will be talking a lot with Mark Bryant about Ariel Hook-Porty. If there's a hope or a chance that Kolek can become an NBA level defender, Mike Brown will be collaborating with Maurice Cheeks to see if that's possible. Okay. If there's anything that Jalen Brunson needs to adjust, Mike Brown would be talking to Rick Brunson about what needs to change or what adjustments need to be made with respect to Jalen Brunson. And of course, Jalen Brunson would be involved in that as well. Shalom, Organic Fanatic. So that's it's a good situation. Mike Brown in this regard is this, we got to give props to the Don. He set Mike Brown up in a situation where Mike Brown can excel. Because now you got all of these, he's a collaborator, and you got all of these people that specialize in areas, and he can collaborate with each one and come with a consensus. And he will be doing that. He's a hard worker, okay? Mike Brown's a hard worker. By all accounts, he's a very hard worker. So he's going to be spending a lot of time in film. He's going to be spending a lot of time strategizing and talking to his dudes about what they need to do depending on the situation. So, it's a good situation for us to be in right now. Hopefully it works out well. That's all of our hope. It's a lot of pressure on the Knicks right now. Expectation is finals. Right now, nobody can guarantee that you're going to win the finals, but the expectation is they should come out the East. They should come out the East. That's the expectation for the Knicks this year. And look, in all of the years that I have been a fan of the Knicks, this is one of the few years that expectation is legitimate. It's one, even under Woodson. I don't think the expectation was to come out of the East under Woodson. You had Boston there, you had Miami, you had, the expectation. The last time the Knicks actually had an expectation to come out of the East was under Pat Riley. When Pat Riley was the coach, there was an expectation to come out of the East at that time. You know, even with Chicago also being in the East, it was Knicks in Chicago at that time. So that was the last time it was legitimate expectation. And you're talking about what? 92, 93, 94, 95. You're talking about that time period was the last time you had, this kind of expectation. So the expectations are sky high for the Knicks, and they should be. The Knicks have a team that could accomplish these things. This is not delusional. You know, many years in the past, Knicks Nation would be talking about the Knicks coming out of the East. I remember one year. As a matter of fact, the year that they acquired Derrick Rose, I forgot what year that was, but the year they acquired Derrick Rose, I was telling everybody the Knicks are top 4 in the East, and people make fun of me to this day. To this day, they call me top 4 in the East. Because of, I said, oh man, they got D Rose, they're gonna be top 4 in the East. No, they wasn't actually. So this is legitimate this year, and they really have a great chance at coming out of the East this season. So nobody's laughing anymore. I went to the store today and I was checking out, and the guy said, "You're a Knicks fan?" Yeah, and it was strange to have that guy who's a Celtics fan talking about the Knicks, you know, as a threat. You know, most people were laughing about the Knicks, you know, in years past, but not anymore. They're a legitimate, long-term, sustainable winner, and they're a legitimate threat to come out the East. So there's a lot to go, a lot of road to cover. But, you know, I'm just thinking that, like I said, I think we're going to quickly see. I would guess, and I'm guessing, but I would say within the next 7 days, the Knicks will find the veteran to sign. They will pick the veteran that they're going to sign to that last veteran minimum spot, and they're going to pick the guy that they're going to sign to the rookie deal. There's only really 2 guys that are legit rookie deal candidates. I mean, you could count Dink Pate, but I don't think they're going to bring him along that fast. I would be surprised if they did. I wouldn't be surprised in the sense that he has the ability, but I would be surprised. I would think they would take another year with him. But it would be Diwara or McCullough. To me, those 2 guys, for different reasons, are the guys you would be looking at as that rookie deal. Because McCullough would be a legit rookie coming off a 2-way deal. But then I don't know. Would McCullough, what do y'all think? Would McCullough be a legit rookie? I don't know. Would he? I don't know. Let me look at this. Are players on 2-way deals considered rookies after the 2-way contract? All right. So he's not a rookie. So he would not get the rookie deal. He would not get the rookie deal. So you're talking about Diwara. Diwara is the only legitimate rookie, right? Am I missing a guy? Diwara is the only legitimate rookie that the Knicks have. This year we're talking about rookies. Let me just look at their roster for now. Let me see here. The only R that I see on their roster is Diwara. That's the only guy. Yep, that's it. Diwara is the only rookie they got. Hoop Party's in his 2nd year, so he's not a rookie. It's just Diwara. So I thought it would be Diwara, and I still think it would be then, knowing this now. So I'm thinking Diwara is the rookie guy. But the big question is, who's the vet guy going to be? I've been hearing a lot of disturbing comments and rumors about, Ben Simmons, and I don't like that. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what. I don't think Chris Jent wants Ben Simmons. O'Connor might. I don't think Chris Jent wants him though. Why do y'all say? Why do you think I say that? If Chris Jent is the offensive coordinator and Brenden O'Connor is the defensive coordinator, why would I say Chris Jent probably is not interested in Ben Simmons? What do y'all think? I mean, Chris Jent being the offensive coordinator, wouldn't you think he wants somebody that can score and play defense? You're talking about a guy that's afraid to take a layup in the game. Yeah, he can't shoot at all. He's no offensive threat at all. At all. So if you put him on the floor, that means you got to sit Mitchell Robinson. Right? Does that make sense, y'all? If you're going to put Simmons on the floor, you can't have Simmons on the floor. And God forbid you have Simmons on the floor with Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson. Nobody's going to score. They'll double whoever the other two guys are and let the other guys just shoot. That's what they would do, right? So if you got Ben Simmons, Mitchell Robinson, and Josh Hart, and let's say you had them with OG and McCall, or even Brunson and McCall. They'll double Brunson, they'll double McCall, and they'll be daring Simmons to shoot, daring Hart to shoot, daring Mitchell. They'll be daring them to shoot. Right? That's an easy defense. Yeah, so I'm not buying that either, Yuri. To me, it's got to be DeLon Wright or Landry Shamet. It's got to be DeLon Wright or Landry Shamet. To me, it just doesn't make sense anything else. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so I think Shamet fits the best, honestly, because he already could shoot the rock. We all seen that. We know that. And we've all seen him play high-level NBA defense. And DeLon Wright started for Jalen Brunson. Excuse me while I get some grape juice. DeLon Wright started for Jalen Brunson basically most of April, and they did real good. So, having a little grape juice. It's good for the heart. Oh, gosh. So anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking it's got to be DeLon Wright or Landry Shamet. It's got to be one of those guys, DeLon Wright or Landry Shamet. Well, I'm trying to stay strict on my intermittent fasting. So 4 o'clock is 5 to 4. I want to finish everything I'm consuming by 4 o'clock. So that kind of takes care of that. I want to be done by 4 o'clock because I won't have anything consuming any calories until tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Yeah, so yeah, but trying to keep that sugar low, All right, so exactly, Malik. So it's now almost 4 o'clock. So I wanted to I was doing some research and I had to update my window. So that's held me up. Otherwise, I'd have been done by 3:30. So anyway, so we got the coaching staff. I'm thinking again by 7 days before next Sunday, we should have our last vet minimum. And I'm hoping it's Landry Shamet. To me, it's a no-brainer to be Landry Shamet or DeLon Wright. I wouldn't have an argument with either one of those guys. Either one of those guys would fill in very well, in that 11th spot. Either one of those guys would do it. So I would have no problem with either one. I hope they do that. But the next step is the next step, obviously, in order is to get this vet minimum. He's offense, V-dash. That's Chris Jent. Chris Jent his title is associate head coach and offensive coordinator. That's his official title. Brenden O'Connor is defensive coordinator. So that's their official titles. So Chris Jent is offensive coordinator. Brenden O'Connor is defensive coordinator. Jent was with Brown in Cleveland. He must have been a low-level associate. That was a long time ago. Because Jent is not that old, right? I mean, Jent is Jent 50 years old yet? I don't know. I mean, let me see. Chris Jent. How old is this cat? Let's see. He was born in 1970. So how old is he? He's 55. Oh, is he really? Whoa. No. Really? Yeah. He's 55 years old. He's 55 years old. Yeah, okay. Because Brown was in Cleveland, what, 2014, 2011, something like that? So you're talking about 10 to 15 years ago. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that was a long time ago. Yeah, he was pretty young then. But now he's a mature coach. They wouldn't give a guy that was a young coach with no experience, I don't think, an associate head coach title in New York. But yeah, so he's the associate head coach. He's the offensive coordinator, and he's here. Okay, he's here. Here we go. So the next step is to get that 11th guy, the rotation guy, with the minimum contract, and then let's start getting ready for this season, man. So as we know, Cat is in good shape. At least it looks that way. Cat is in good shape. Brunson's been working on getting himself in top shape. I think Precious is gone. He hasn't signed with anybody yet, but I can't see Precious taking the minimum. What do y'all think? I don't think Precious taking the minimum, man. That would be something if he took the minimum to stay in New York. Even though, what do y'all think? If Precious was on this roster, I have to think Mike Brown would play him more than Tom Thibodeau did, on a more consistent basis. But I can't see him taking the vet min. To me, he's at least the mid-level exception guy. Yeah. So if he took the vet min, I wouldn't complain because I think he would be in the rotation. But I just can't see him doing that, man. Yeah, I hope you're right, Dio. I like to be realistic about these things. My heart says yes, bring Precious back. But my mind says no, they ain't gonna do that. He ain't taking no vet. I mean, I'm wondering who has the $5.7 million exception still. Yeah, it is Coach Hauser. That's what I'm saying. Who's left? Who got money? Who still got money out there? Let me see. Let me just ask Google. What NBA teams still have the mid-level exception available? Let's see. Oklahoma City Thunder, Orlando, Utah, Detroit. They have their mid-level exception available. So that's Oklahoma City, Orlando, Utah, and Detroit. Yeah. And then the Lakers have the taxpayer mid-level exception. I'm not sure. I think that's the $11 million over 2 years. The Bucks have their non-taxpayer mid-level exception. That's it. So he has got Oklahoma City, Orlando, Utah, Detroit. I don't think Oklahoma City's in the ball game here because they don't need him. I would say Orlando, Utah, and Detroit are probably what you're talking about. Yeah, Orlando, Utah, and Detroit. Any of those teams could probably use him. Yeah, I could see that. Hello, Miss Stevenson. Yeah. So yeah, I started as soon as they signed Gershon Yabusele, I thought Precious was gone because that was Precious money right there. That was the money. That $5.7 million was what Precious would have got. So that's why I don't know. But yeah, Orlando, Detroit, and Utah seem to be the openings that's available for the money that Precious would be commanding. I don't know. Andrew Abrams asked if there would be a trade before the training camp. I don't know. You never know in this NBA. But I expect the Knicks to make a trade. I'm expecting Tyler Kolek to be traded. That's just me. I'm expecting Tyler Kolek to be traded because you got. I'm gonna take Dink Pate out of the equation and let's just say he's gonna be a two-way guy. But you got Anton Watson. You got McCullough and you got Beauchamp that are all more NBA ready than Kolek, in my view. None of them are point guards, but they're all more NBA ready than Kolek. And if the Knicks were to give that minimum to either Shamet or DeLon Wright, there's no need for Kolek. There's no need for Kolek. Either of those guys, there's no need for Kolek. Because you now would have one of those guys plus Deuce and Brunson. There's no need for Kolek. Okay. So I don't see, I would see, and to me, you would get more out of a Beauchamp, a McCullough, or a Watson than you would out of a Kolek on this roster. Right? What do y'all think? That's what I'm saying. You would get more. In fact, let's do a poll on it. Because I think, yeah, I'm going to start a poll. I'm going to say either. And not only that, but McCullough, Beauchamp, and Watson are wings, or at least that's in their wheelhouse. They could play the wing. Kolek cannot do that. So Kolek is strictly a point guard. Kolek really could not play anything but point guard. I mean, right? I mean, am I wrong about that? I don't see Kolek being able to play a two. He can't play a two. Okay. I don't see that happening. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, DJ the one. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they trade Kolek into somebody's cap space because he's on a $2 million contract. So you trade him into somebody's cap space. You try to get a second round pick for him, and then you open up a roster spot which you fill with either Beauchamp, Watson, or McCullough, and that's how you do it. So one of those guys would be on the roster, and the other two would be on two-way deals. That's what I would think. Yeah. Yeah. So this is I would. If I'm going to try to maximize this particular roster for the Knicks, I'm trading Kolek. Because you got future guys in Diwara already. Diwara is a future guy, and y'all know Dink Pate is actually a point guard at 6'8". He's actually a point guard. So you got Dink Pate, that's actually a point guard. And let me ask you another dumb question: is Dink Pate more NBA ready than Tyler Kolek? What do y'all think? Is Dink Pate? That's another poll question. Is Dink Pate more of an NBA ready prospect than Kolek? What do y'all think? Let's do that poll. Let's try that. In fact, let's say you had to choose. You had to choose, right? You had to choose between one of these two guys. Hold on. Let's see. Let's look at this. I would choose Pate. There's to me, I mean, there's no doubt. I would choose Pate, but let's see, what do y'all say? I would choose Pate, and not only that, Pate is, actually his position is point guard. He can play the two, he could play the three, but his actual position is point guard. Okay, his actual position is point guard. So that I got a 6'8" point guard that I can develop next year. That boy, let's put it this way: even if Pate is not ready now, I'm pretty confident by next summer league he'll be ready. I'm pretty confident. Okay. Well, Patty, the thing is, we're talking about 2 roster spots right now. So we don't need to trade Tyler Kolek to sign somebody to the last roster spot. We need to trade Tyler Kolek to bring up another guy, right? So if you wanted to have, let's say it was Shamet, and then you wanted to have either Beauchamp, Watson, or McCullough, you need to trade Kolek. Okay. Yeah, he won the Summer League chip, and that means absolutely. You know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, he won the Summer League chip. Okay. Yeah, we're looking for a much bigger chip. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for a bigger chip than the Summer League one. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Nice. Yeah, right. 6'8", and I don't know what is his wingspan, Pate. What is because I think he looked like a 7-foot wingspan, at least 6'10", right? Let me see. What is Dink Pate's wingspan? He looks like, let me see. 6'10". Okay. So he's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. And NBA athleticism. Right? NBA athleticism. So yeah. If I had to choose now, I'm taking Pate. And he's only 19 years old. He's only 19 years old, man. Imagine if he came back next summer and he was 6'9". Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I hate you, John Petty. Deuce is not a point guard. Is not even something we need to be wasting our breath discussing. He's going to play the role this year. So he played the role the last 4 years, and he's going to play it again this year. So that's not changing. But Pate is 6'10". This I looked at Google tells us is 6'10". Pate's wingspan is 6'10". Well, hopefully Pate is like he's built like Cam Reddish, but I don't see the similarities in their games. Reddish is talented, there's no doubt, but Reddish was hurt so much. He's hurt so much, man. Yeah, I was going to say Senior Beef. I think he's got potential to be better than Cam Reddish. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree, Senior Beef. I agree. More dynamic. And Reddish showed flashes of being tremendously dynamic. There's no doubt. I was very high on Cam Reddish. But the dude was in the Frank Ntilikina school of unavailability, man. He was always hurt. And with him, it's something different, man. He specialized in several departments: the ankle, the knee, the elbow, whatever. You know, he was always, something was hurt with this cat all the time, you know. Shoot. Frank Nitti specialized in the groin pull. But this cat, man, he more, you know, well-rounded on the unavailability trail. Shoot. It was very, it's a bunch of tease to me. Really teasing, because Cam shows some tremendous talent. Like, dang, going, this cat could ball. But when can he stay on the floor? And then for whatever reason, sometimes Cam would be on the court and you wouldn't even know he was there. You know? Sometimes he'd be on the court and you wouldn't even know he was there. He was out there. Versus, like, I tell you what, there's certain guys, like, what's that country boy from Auburn, man? He was on Utah. He just got traded to Charlotte. That country boy, I tell you what, you always know when he's on the court. You know what I'm saying? That country, what's that country boy name? He come out of Auburn or Alabama? Country boy, man. I don't know. So, what's that boy named Guilford? He was just on Utah. Country boy, drafted by Sexton. I tell you what, though. Say what you want about that country boy. When he's on the floor, you know he's on the floor. You know what I'm saying? When Colin Sexton is on the floor, you know he's out there. He ain't going to be just blending in and hiding. That country boy, you know he out there when he's on the floor now. Wow, is what, but he's on the floor. You know he's out there. Cam Reddish would play, and minutes go by, and you're like, oh shoot, Cam Reddish is out there. He's like, daggone, I didn't even know he was out there. You know, he just has a way of disappearing while he's on the floor, man. You know who used to do that? Tim Thomas out of Villanova, who played for the Knicks a little bit. He had all the ability in the world, and he'd be just disappearing. You'd be like, what happened to Tim Thomas? Where is he? And you'd be like, is he on the floor? I mean, every once in a while he'd flash something. He'd say, oh, shoot. And then you wouldn't see him no more. You know, then you wouldn't see him no more. There's a couple of guys like that. What was another cat out of Syracuse? Was like the same thing. All world talent. And you barely seen him when he was on the floor, you know. And Cam was like that. Talent, man. You'd be like, dang, this boy, if he just put it all together. But there were times you just didn't see him. Yeah, Tim Thomas, man. 6'9", 6'10", something like that out of Villanova. There were times he'd be on the floor. You wouldn't even know he was on the floor, man. John Wallace, too, out of Syracuse. Same thing. Kevin Knox, too. Yup. There's a bunch of them type of dudes. That's what I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of them. NBA level talent, but they're not NBA level talent that stands out above other NBA level talent for different reasons. But yeah, right. Right. Well, Sexton is a wild behind country boy, man. He's a wild Tasmanian devil for real. You know he's out there. He'll drive you crazy sometimes, but you will never forget he's on the floor. That's for sure. I will tell you that. Diwara is going to be on the roster, Andre. Why would they let him go back overseas? I don't understand. I mean, Diwara's got a 7-foot wingspan. And he plays NBA level defense right now. Why would you send him back overseas? He plays NBA level defense right now. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that boy is only 20 years old, right? I think he's 20 years old. Hell, man. I think he's only 20 years old. Is he 21 yet? Diwara is a young boy, man. So yeah, I mean, nah, man, we're keeping that boy. He's 20. Diwara is 20. I think this month he turns 21. No, this boy ain't 21 till next year, April. Yeah. No. We're keeping him, man. Keeping him around. Keep him here. Keep him here. Diwara's got a 7-foot wingspan. He's 6'9", could pass for 6'10", and he's 20. And he plays NBA level defense right now. And he can go off the dribble too. Nah, man. Yeah, give him that rookie deal. We ain't got to discuss that. Diwara is here. Keep him. Keep him right here. That's what I'm saying, man. Keep that brother. Yeah, Walt Perrin did business, didn't he? Guilford, didn't he? Walt Perrin did business. He got Diwara. He brought in Dink Pate. That's that dude earning his money. Walt Perrin knew what he was doing. I mean, I'm looking at the Summer League and I'm watching Pate, right? And I'm like, how come I didn't hear about this guy before? Like, how come nobody drafted him? I mean, in 30 picks, 60 picks, nobody drafted him in 60 picks. This is wild. Yeah, and McCullough's also, I think that's why I'm saying there's a chance they give him, but he can't get the rookie deal. But McCullough's getting old. Like, he's gonna be 25 in March. So you gotta do your thing or get off the pot with him. You know, he's gonna be 25 in March. He gotta get some NBA playing time somewhere. I don't know where, but they gotta do something with him. You know, so we'll see. Yeah, the defense, bro. Defense first. So yeah, Diwara ain't going nowhere. Keep that brother right here. And let him put that 7-foot wingspan to work. I'm not sure what you mean, Yuri. What do you mean what they do with him? I don't understand what you mean. What do they do with him? He's on the roster. He's in the rotation. What are you asking? What do you mean what do they do with him? I'm sorry. I don't understand. Oh, you definitely wait till next summer. You do not extend him yet. You wait till next summer. Yeah, you do not extend him. No, not yet. I got to see him play 72 games. I got to see him play 72 games without getting hurt. Yeah, nah, I'm waiting. I do not extend him right away. I don't know what they're going to do, but I wouldn't. And I'm Mitch Hive. I got to see you play 72 games, sir. I got to see you put some work in. Now, if he does play 72 games and he puts work in, well, now you got to pay him, which I'm thinking $60 million, 4 years, $60 million. Or if you want to really reward him, 5 years, $75 million, 15 a year is what I'm saying. 15 million a year, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, because he's going to be eligible for a 5-year extension. Okay, give me 5 years, 75 million, 72, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the question, Andrew Abraham. That's the question. Will OG play 70 games? That's the question. That's the question. So we got to see. Well, Jabronis, he says 62, 65. Okay. But I'm thinking, like, if they're keeping his minutes under 30, he got to give us 70 games. You hear what I mean, right? I don't think I'm being unreasonable. If his minutes stay in the 28 range, well, if Chet Holmgren could play 70 games like that with his light behind, then, if Wemby could do it with his light in the ass, well, Mitch should be able to give us 70 games. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So let's do it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If Mitchell Robinson can play 70 to 72 games for the Knicks, he's going to be all NBA defense. The Knicks are going to be ready to win this chip. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's it. I haven't heard. Marjon Beauchamp is on a 2-year contract right now. The only question is, are they going to bring him up? Are they going to bring him up to the roster or not? That's the question. So we have to see. Yeah. So we know, I'm pretty confident Brown's going at least 10 deep. And so, and if you extrapolate that, if Brown's going to be going 10 deep, which means he's going to be playing 10 different players, at least 10 minutes a piece, you got to figure they're going to be doing a lot of 94-foot pressure. You got to figure that. They're going to be doing that Rick Pitino Knicks pressure. Y'all remember Rick Pitino when he coached the Knicks with who was the guy, the coach? Billy Donovan was on his team. I think he had just come from Providence to coach the Knicks, and he had Billy Donovan, and that was 94-foot, 48-minute high pressure defense. No, Beauchamp isn't unrestricted. He is a two-way player. He signed in March to a two-way contract with the New York Knicks. The only question is, does he get the regular roster spot or not? We'll see. But no, he's a two-way player. I did read some crap from some toilet paper that says something about Portland. Maybe he goes to Portland. I don't know. But he is a two-way player with the New York Knicks. Yeah, I did read some toilet paper talking about he's going to go to Portland or something. And I'm not saying that ain't going to happen, but yeah, the Knicks are going to do something. You can't just let him walk away. He's an NBA player. So let me just see. I'm going to look now. Now you guys got me looking. Who are the two-way players on the Knicks? They got, let me see here. Marjon Beauchamp, age 25. They have him on Spot Rack, or they don't actually list two-way players on Spot Rack. They don't actually list them here. Yeah, so they got him as it's confusing. Yeah, they got him as a two-way. Okay, for 2024. So they got McCullough as a two-way. They got Beauchamp as a two-way. I believe, yeah, Beauchamp, McCullough and Watson are your two-way guys. Yeah, those three. Those are your two-way guys. So let's see what happens, going forward. That ain't guaranteed though. None of their contracts are guaranteed. So, and I'm telling you, I'm 100% gonna guarantee you, Dink Pate is getting a two-way contract. I'm 100% guarantee you that. Dink Pate is getting a two-way contract. That means somebody's got to move somewhere, and we're about to find out. Dink Pate is getting a two-way contract. I'm 100%. There is no way in hell he's not getting. He is getting the two-way deal. There's no way. Dink Pate is getting the two-way contract. So two other guys can get two-way contracts. Dink Pate gonna get one. I'm gonna tell you that right now. There is no way, unless they give him a regular roster spot, which I don't think they're gonna do. But he is getting a two-way deal. Yeah, Mitch Rob, I would wait until April, around his birthday. I would wait till then to talk about an extension for Mitchell Robinson. I want to see him play 70 games before we start talking extension, because that's a big investment, and he's been hurt more than he hasn't. So I want to see them manage his minutes, and I want to see him in shape, and I want to see him play 70 games, or at least be on pace to play 70 games. Yeah. So then we could talk about an extension. Generally, with the exception of the time he broke his foot against Milwaukee. And I believe that was in a March game or February game. Generally, he gets hurt before the new year. When he gets hurt, it's usually by December. Okay. Oh, I'm not worried about Brunson's going to play 70. I'm not worried about Brunson. To me, if Brunson give us 65, we're good. Brunson, the way his game is, he's going to be around. I'm not worried about him. Yeah. Thank you. Another kid from Coney Island. Oh, I don't know, V-Dash. Those are things we'll have to see how the season goes. I don't know. That's not, who controls that? Who can control who's going to be first team All-NBA or not? I tell you, Brunson's going to be All-NBA. I don't know what his first, second, third team, but he's going to be All-NBA. Because he is one of the 15 best players in the world. So he's going to be All-NBA, first, second, or third team. Okay? I'm pretty sure if Cat does right, he'll be there too. So they got two legit perennial All-NBA players in their prime right now. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not worried about, I don't know who he beats out or who whatever, but yeah. Jabroni, is it out? I did see that they play in some game in the middle of nowhere in another country, Dubai or some crap. I did see that. But I didn't see the full preseason schedule. Is it out? Let me just see here. Let me just look at the Knicks here. And let's take a look. Is the full preseason schedule out? We'll find out right now on BSPN. BSPN says, is it? BSPN don't have it out yet. So BSPN don't have it out yet. They don't have the. They don't have it out yet. It's out, Kevin. Come on, it's out. It's out. Where is it at? Where? Oh, I know that. I know about the Christmas game. I'm talking about the full schedule though. Where is it at? Where y'all see that? Is it on the Knicks app? Where you see it at? Is it on the Knicks app? Let me see. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me look at the Knicks app. BSPN locked up WWE. Good for them. Good for them. Let me see now. Y'all talking about is out, right? All right. Let's see. Where they're going to schedule? I'm looking on the web app. I don't see that. I have to see the Knicks one time this year. I'm trying to save my pennies because me and mommy going to Columbia, man. I'm trying to save my pennies, but they're going. I gotta see the Knicks at least one time this year. I don't see it. People telling me it's there, but ain't nobody telling me where it is. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna either go to DC and watch them play Washington, or I'm gonna go to Minnesota and watch them play the Timberwolves. I gotta go to a game. Me neither. Somebody claiming they did. Y'all making fake news, man. Y'all making fake news. Y'all making fake news. Where's their schedule at? Where's that? It's not on BSPN. Is it on X? X is crazy as hell. You believe anything on X? I don't know. Did unless Ian Begley or Sham says it, I don't believe a damn thing they put on X. I know the Knicks are playing Christmas. I know that. I mean, okay, that everybody know that, but you're talking about the real schedule. Yeah, that's all they said. They ain't no damn schedule. See what y'all do. See how y'all do that. See how y'all do that. See how y'all do that. Oh, Dio, I hear you. I hear you. You know, Colombia is the land of eights for real. You may see some tens, very little below 7 in Colombia. Very little below 7. It's the land of eights. Yeah, but we just visiting. I ain't gonna get in no trouble, man. I ain't gonna get in no trouble. Now we know, I got a board equal, man. I'm good. I got a board equal. No, but somebody was talking about that there's the preseason schedule up. Y'all should stop with this fake news. Where is it, Kavan? Where is it? Kavan, where is it? I heard about the game in Dubai or whatever. Hold on. Knicks preseason schedule. All right. Wait. Let's see. Kavan is very adamant that it's out. So let's see. All right. I do see it. Wait a minute. Let me give you all the website. I do see. What do I see? I think it's on NBA.com. No, this is not it. No, that's not it. That's not it. I was going to say it was out, but I don't see it. Hold on. Okay. 76ers October 2nd and October 4th. Timberwolves October 9th. Wizards October 13th. Okay, it's out. Kavan, I owe you an apology. Kavan was right. I owe Kavan Bergen an apology. I apologize, brother. You was right. The preseason schedule is out. I'm looking, and I don't even know what the hell this website is. I don't even know what it is. I thought it was NBA.com, but I don't know. But the Knicks play the Sixers on the 2nd and the 4th, home and home. The Knicks play in New York against the Timberwolves on the 9th, and they play in New York against the Wizards on October 13th. So, yes, the schedule is out. It is out for preseason. It is out. Okay, Jabroni Z, let me give you a lollipop. It's a good thing Miss Stevenson is here, Jabroni Z. It's a good thing. It's a good thing Miss Stevenson is here. Oh, gosh. Anyway. Yeah, so it is out. 4 preseason games. 2 against the Sixers, 1 each against the Timberwolves and I'm messing with you too, and the Wizards. Yeah, preseason. Okay. God forbid nobody should get hurt in preseason. Come on, y'all. Don't get hurt in preseason, please. Landry Shamet got hurt last year in preseason, and so did Precious. Ruined both of their years. Did you see Zion selling? Zion wouldn't be selling no donuts. He's one of them crackheads that would smoke his own product. If you had Zion with donuts, ain't nothing getting sold unless he bought it. Ain't nothing getting sold. If Zion was selling donuts, he'd be having the donut powder all over his mouth. Talking about, we ain't got no more. Yo, Craig D, I have no idea what to think about Chris Jent, except It's collaboration. That's all. I don't know what kind of coach he is. I don't know what his ideas are. Him or Brenden O'Connor. I have no idea. Except it's collaboration. That's all. It's collaboration. That's all I can say. If there's definitely Zion might have like not one. Zion might have several donut shops. Yeah. He might have several donut shops. He might have, what you call that, a franchise. In fact, if they called him the franchise, you know it's because of the donut shops. Not Stevie franchise. That's right. Never get high in your own supply. Well, you cannot have Zion selling donuts because he'd be getting high on his own supply. Yes, he would. Well, baby mama is not as big a deal, Jabroni Z. That's just writing a check. And the boy got money. It's going to cost him. He got money. You're going to have to pay. But you know what? And that's good for him because he got to pay. And then he learned to keep his stuff under control. Stop being a stupid South Carolina country boy. And he'll be all right. Acting like it's his first sniff of life. You know what I'm saying? So act like you got some sense. Stop acting like this is your first sniff of life. Now he learned. So he's going to have to pay. Whatever he got to pay, he got to pay. You know? Yeah. So just write the check. Scratch the check to the young sister. Take care of your child. You got caught and move on with life and learn better next time. That's all. What am I hoping to see in terms of preseason? Number one, please, nobody get hurt. That's the number one thing. Please, nobody get hurt. I'm not really worried about performance. I am not. To me, performance is something that will develop over time. I'm not worried about them winning all 4 preseason games or not. I really don't care. I just don't want to see nobody get hurt. I'd like to see them, execution. I'd like to see the schemes on defense, especially. I want to see their defensive schemes. That's all. I just don't want nobody to get hurt. Was that September 15th or August 15th, Miss Stevenson? Which 15th of what? Is it August, Miss Stevenson? Or is it September? I hope it's August. That'd be nice. Because I gotta get me a ticket to at least one game. I think I'm gonna be going to cold-ass Minnesota to see my son and my grandsons and watch the Knicks. I think I'm gonna do that. And I might be going also to cold-ass Washington, D.C. My little baby requested to go to a game. So I'm gonna have to get one for her. Daddy can't say no to baby girl. So my little girl she's married, y'all. So I don't think they would allow me to bring, 44 problems with me to DC, or would they? But anyway, they wouldn't allow me to bring the 44 problems. I'm going to check on that because I think you can bring them to Virginia, right? I could bring 44 problems with me to Virginia, right? Oh, I had a lot of fun in Minnesota. I met Monica in Minnesota, and I'm trying to get in shape just so that I can maybe run into her again. Definitely. Yeah. Well, I know Virginia has a reciprocal agreement with Florida in that respect. So I could definitely go into Virginia. The question is, can I roll into DC with that iron? That's what I want to know. Can I roll into DC with that iron? That's what I want to know. Can I roll there? Because if I am you know what though? Even if I could roll into DC, I could not bring it into the Capital One Arena, right? I couldn't do that, right? Unless, my son, when we were in Minnesota, he could roll with heavy artillery because he's a cop. So he could roll with heavy artillery. When we went to Minnesota to the game, there was no problem. He had his little cop thing, and we were just floating. And there was no problem. She's a pretty tall young lady. I think Monica's at least 5'10", something like that. When I stood next to her and I got the close-up picture, I think she's about 5'10". Mm-hmm. Now, Gilbert Arenas is a fool. Yeah, but no. Malik still calling her his boo. She done married up, bro. And she gonna be, if it was me, she'd be seated too. But she done married up, bro. Is she? She might be. I don't remember. I know she was as tall as I was when I got up next to her for that picture. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say I would have lots of babies with her, especially if I could afford them. Shoot, I had 4 with my Boricua and I couldn't afford 9 of them. But if I was like a dude that had some money, man, she would stay pregnant. I'd be have 5 before we decided to take a break. Shoot, she'd be having 5, man. It's like certain women, you just want to get pregnant, man. You just want, especially if you could take care of them children, you want to see that up, man. Like if I was David Fizz goggles, please, my goggles be fogged up. My goggles be continually fogged up. For real. I have to get me a house with 5 bedrooms and I'll fill all of them bedrooms. You know what I mean? Yeah, is that right, was Chris? So she's a little shorter than you? Okay. Yeah. See, sisters, that's what y'all should know. A brother wants to see, you know, if the right woman, you know, he wants. I'm a little short of 6 feet, like 5'11 3/4. That's me. So I could pass for 6 feet if I want to. If I got certain shoes on, I'm definitely 6 feet. But if I have boots on or something like that, I'm 6 feet. But if I was measured in socks, I'd be like 5'11 3/4. Yeah, that's me. I'm a little shy of 6 feet. I'm a little shy in a lot of areas. A little shy of 6 feet. A little shy of 7. See, y'all gonna get me in trouble. I was always above average, but never the exemplary. You know what I'm saying? Always above average, but never the exemplary. Oh man. So what was I saying? Y'all got me all messed up. So yeah, I want to see definitely the Wizards. I want to see the Wizards. I want to see the Wizards and Minnesota. I'm gonna go because I want to see my grandkids and I want to see my babies, my girls. My little girl wants to come with me. This is the grape juice. Well, the grape juice gone. Y'all see the grape juice gone, man. That's it. That was the grape juice. Zinfandel. Let me recommend Zinfandel Red to you. I bought some Zinfandel from the reserve spot. Man, I like that one, baby. The red Zinfandel from the reserves. Yeah. Andrew Abraham, I would say yes. Yes. I mean, what was his roster when he messed up in LA? I can't remember. I know he had LeBron, but LeBron, it was LeBron and whoever. When LeBron was in Cleveland, it was LeBron and whoever. But in LA, I think he had a crew, didn't he? Right, Malik. That's what I'm saying. It is Zinfandel, the red reserve one. For real, for real. You know what I picked up today from this spot called Sprouts? They just they opened up nearby us. I picked up some organic mess with no sulfites. I'm gonna try that and see what that's about. I picked up and it tells you on the bottle you got exactly 1 day to drink it before it goes bad once you open the bottle because it's got no sulfites and it's organic grapes. So I want to check that out too. I'm gonna see what that's about. But then the only thing is that I got to finish the bottle. Oh well. Maybe I gotta bring somebody over. Let me get organic fanatic or somebody. Y'all gotta come over here and help me out with this bottle, man. Ah, man. Yeah, Guilford, it's going to be interesting, man. I'm telling you. That's why I'm not like pressing for them to go 82-0 like a lot of y'all going to do. They should have won that game, bro. It's on the coach. I can hear it now. Oh my God. They should have won that game. They done lost 2 in a row, bro. The season is lost. They needed to trade Randall. They needed to trade old Cat right now. Oh my God. Here we go. I can see it coming. Some of y'all are sickening. Oh, my gosh. I'm looking at 58. I'm going 58 this year. Oh, Andrew Abraham, it's warm down here all the time. Where you coming from, Andrew Abraham? What state you coming from? What state would you be flying? Right, Coach House, exactly. They should have never fired Tibbs. Oh my God, I knew they did it wrong. I called it. I can hear it now. Oh, if you're coming down here from New York in February or December, what'd you say? During Thanksgiving? You're gonna be hot. You're gonna be hot right down here at Thanksgiving. It's probably gonna be about 80 degrees as a high, probably 60 as a low, something like that. You're gonna be very comfortable, Mr. Abraham. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. You know, we have had in excess of 100 degrees from about Memorial Day weekend until now, every single day, in excess of 100. Today, I want to say it was 102. It was at least 102 today. It was at least 102 today. It's 95 right now, and it's almost 5 o'clock. It's 95 right now, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. It's 103. Yes, I'm saying we had yesterday it was 103 here. Tomorrow is going to be 105. Yep, 105 tomorrow. Yep. That's what I'm saying, man. We getting it. Yeah, you come down here, you know, if you're comfortable in 75, 80, that's what you, and if you in New York, and Thanksgiving in New York is what? 50s, right? In New York, it's like 50s, 40s. Thanksgiving in New York, like 40s, 50s, something like that. So you come into Florida, you're going to be at least 75, 80. So you're going to come down here. And it depends on where in Florida you go. Now, the further south you go, the hotter it's going to be. So if you down in Orlando, you're going to catch some nice 75, 80 degree weather. If you go to Miami, well, you're going to think it's summertime. There's no doubt about it. You're going to think it's summertime, you know, for real. And man, I hope you're not married. You're going to Miami. Shoot. You're going to talk about problems. Shoot. Was it Kavon? I was in Jacksonville. I want to say it was 05 or 04, something like that. And it was 50 degrees. It was freaking cold. And the guys, me and my wife went to visit our best friend down there. And the day before, he said it was 80. We get there, it was 50 degrees, man. It was cold as hell. I had to wear my leather coat every day. That was Jacksonville, Florida. Never forget that. Yeah. Since I've been down here in the Orlando area, you might get a day here and there where it's, you know, cooler, like 60. But for the most part, it's going to hit 75, 80 every day. For the most part. Nighttime is going to get a little cooler, which is really nice. I mean, when you're in Florida and you get a 50 degree night, I sleep real well in 50 degree at night. You know, just put the blankets on and cuddle up next to my baby and we're good. I'm asleep. Oh, there you go. Yeah. You got Uncle and Aunt down here, Andrew. Okay, so yeah. You're going to enjoy it. Yeah, Orlando is a little PR. You know, it's like Orlando with Kissimmee, Sanford, all of that. That's like San Juan, baby. You know, you got that all around down here, man. All down here. Ooh, 90 degrees. Yeah, it's hot. In the morning, I get up in the morning, it's hot. The other day, it was 86, right? And it felt cold. I'm not even front. My wife said, it feels cool this morning. I said, man, but it's 86 degrees because it had been 117 for a couple of days before that, 117. So 86 felt cool, you know? So, yeah. But, yeah, Andrew, you ain't gonna have no problem, man. You ain't gonna have no problem. Miami has the little Havana. They got the little, what's that, Haiti. You know, they got Haiti down there, and then, of course, the Dominican Republic is heavy down there in Miami. And it's all good. Yeah, it's nice. I used to say that too. I wasn't planning on coming down here, but I was planning on getting out of that cold. I'll tell you that. So we're going down to Colombia. We're going to see what happened in Colombia. We're going to check that out. Oh, you live down there, Malik, Clearwater, over there by that Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater over there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it gets hot over there, man. But then again, you near the water, but yeah, exactly, Dio. OnlyFans Central. That's a good term for Miami. OnlyFans Central. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Oh yeah, Florida ain't nothing but beach on the east and the west coast. Further south you go, more beach you see. Yeah, yeah, I heard, Malik. I heard we're gonna get some serious hurricanes this year. It's gonna be serious hurricanes this year. The water being that hot, you're gonna get some powerful stuff. Watch, you're gonna get a lot of hurricanes this year, man. I'm saying, batten down them hatches for real. Batten down them hatches because they coming. Shoot. They got the names. I saw the other day. They got the names already picked out. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, about John Petty. Yeah, right now in New York, it's gonna be perfect all the way you get to October. Yeah, New York is nice, man. Yeah, for real. What I miss about New York, man, they got the best porgies. The fish, porgies is tight up there. You get some nice porgies in New York, man. Shoot. Over there in the Long Island Sound, you get the porgies, man. Shoot. Favorite fish. Man. Man. Yeah, I believe that, Andrew. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. So, you got a sea bass today, but that's good fish, man. Good for you, John. That's good fish, bro. Yeah, I've been having salmon a lot this summer. Salmon, well, I think I had some perch, something like that. But so the first day of training camp is what, September, right? It's like the 28th of September, right, y'all? Yeah, I always get the wild caught, man. I never buy the whatever the other one is. I always get the wild caught salmon. Never get the farmed. Hell no. I never get the farmed salmon. Always get wild caught. Red snapper, I had that this summer. Red snapper wild caught, salmon wild caught. I always get the wild caught. Get that farm stuff with them antibiotics they put in that mess. No thank you. No thank you. I'll pay extra to get the real deal Holyfield, real deal. So I'm looking forward to training camp opening. The next time you guys will hear from me will be when the Knicks sign that veteran, whoever it be. Hopefully it's Shamet, but whoever it be, that'll be the next time you'll hear from me. So we're just we done went through the whole rotation. We done talked about Mitch and Cat and Brunson and right, Josh and Road Runner and OG grown ass man game energy and Deuce and Ubaselli, and we done covered everybody. Jordan Clarkson, maybe Jordan Clarkson. I don't think we covered him completely. And then maybe I'll do a video with Jordan Clarkson and what else. And I'm looking for right when the regular seasons get. Oh yeah, for sure, Coach House. Yeah, yeah. So wait, Miss Stevenson was saying the 15th. Did she say August 15th? Let me just see here. Let me look. When does the regular NBA season schedule come up? August. They said August 14th. Oh, yeah. That's this week. Okay. So we're going to have video on that. We definitely going to have video on that. Yeah, I'm with you, senior. You stay away from Mr. Simmons. Yep, Yabu is playing for France. And I think that's going to help him at this point when he comes back to play for the Knicks. I think he plays for France. He's going to come into camp kicking ass and taking names. I think he'll be ready, man. So Frankie probably needs to retire. He done made his money. He done had his fun. He got his honorary chairman of the Groin Post the groin pull section, groin pull department of Anthony Ambulance University. He's a big time hero in France. So go out there and made your money, took care of your fam, do your thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think Hoop Party is right behind Mitch Rob. So Mitch Rob starts. Hoop Party's the first 5 off the bench. Frankie should know about that deal. Frankie's the expert. You want to know about how that affects your groin? Ask Frankie. He knows all about it. He knows all about it. Knows all about it, man. Yes, he does. So, so we'll be looking at the schedule when it comes out. When the Knicks sign the vet minimum guy, the last guy, and of course, hopefully the rookie guy, that comes out. When they announce who's their two-way players, we'll talk about that. And so we'll be dealing with that. I think we're going to get some news this week, though. That's why I didn't put out nothing last week, because I was expecting some news. And the only news we got was Jent. And that's cool, because I felt like maybe they were waiting for that last guy before they decided who to sign that last contract. And cool. I'm expecting some news this week. And so we'll be coming out with videos based on that. If they sign another guy, if they get the schedule, which they get on the 15th or 14th this week, which is like Thursday, I think, we'll talk about that. If they sign the rookie, which I'm expecting to be Diwara, we'll talk about that. So we'll have a few videos probably this week. We'll probably have that, y'all, this week. But yeah. Hey, I forgot about the poll. Let me look at the poll. What we got here? Wow. So Dink Pate 88% versus Kolek. I hear you. Please, that's a no-brainer. I'm with y'all on that. That's a no-brainer. 100 votes, 86% of them for Dink Pate, 13% for Tyler Kolek. That makes sense. Perfect sense. Yeah. Yep. Jent, O'Connor, Brown, Yabu, Clarkson, Diwara. It's an exciting season, y'all. Big time excitement this year. Please, nobody get hurt. Don't get hurt. That's all I'm looking for. Play your preseason, execute your game plan, execute your schemes. Don't get hurt. That's all we need. Let's do this, man. Yeah, I think for a while is player development, Andrew. I think you're right about that. I think he is replacing Dice Yoshimoto. I think he's replacing Dice Yoshimoto. Cool. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Big building, but you crazy. Y'all talking about me. Y'all crazy, man. Dang. Oh, Coach House, it's like, telling a crackhead, please leave the pipe alone. Just say no. It ain't going to work. They're going to trip. Knicks Nation, you're going to have people tripping, especially on X. There's some fools, straight fools on X. Straight fools. So that's going to come. That's why sometimes I don't even pay attention. They'll be like, y'all out of your freaking mind. Was he? Well, first of all, if you're talking about Kim Kardashian, it's got to be a millionaire and it's got to be a brother, right? It's got to be a millionaire brother. You'd think people would have learned by now, but especially, it's been moved around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Why? Like if I was a parking attendant, in New York City, and Kim Kardashian gave me a night, okay, I could tell my grandkids I was with Kim Kardashian. But if I'm a millionaire rapper, entertainer, ball player, what the hell? No, no. Please, anyway. Send me Megan Good or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Megan Good, somebody in that category. You know what I mean? I hope you're right, Building, but I think you're right because it impressed the hell out of me. No doubt, Building Blocks. No doubt. I am thinking over 53.5 And I'm going to caveat that with saying none of the starting five gets hurt. This is significant time. I'm talking about more than a couple of games. So if you got your starting five healthy, 58. I'm going 58 for the Knicks this year. So I'm saying, millionaire man, she got her hand on your pocket. No. Hey, Andrew Abraham, I'd like to put it this way. I think the regular fans that come to this channel, they know the rules. It's only fools that are used to being on X that ain't used to coming in here. They start acting the fool. But everybody here done heeded the warning and they know the rules. Everybody knows the rules. So we ain't got to worry about third rail with the regular Knicks Nation. We know the rules. But you still the fool. And I wanted to make sure that I had garlic like to a vampire with all of the knuckleheads on X. I don't want them. I got the vampire garlic in here for the fools that's on X. They don't want to come in here with that, and I don't want them in here. Stay out of my channel. Stay away. Okay? Go get your meds, smoke whatever you smoking, and get away. Yeah, Mitch Rob is definitely the hands-down starter to start the season. Depending on how it goes is whether he will remain so. This is the problem. In a perfect world, you would start Mitchell Robinson and you would sit either Cat or McCall. But it ain't a perfect world. So that ain't going to happen. I've been thinking about that, Moses Carter. The problem is I'm too lazy, man. You ask me to do something and make more than 2 clicks and do all of this checking and all of this crap. I'll be like, forget it. Get out of here. But you're right, Moses Carter. I ain't gonna front. You're right. I ain't patient with that stuff, especially now that I'm retired. I'll be like, get the hell out of here. I got better things to do, man. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, I gotta look into it, Moses Carter. You're right. I gotta take you up on that. Yeah, you're right, Senior Beef. You're right. You're right. Well, they do, but it's after the fact, though, right? Senior Beef is after the fact. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, after the fact. After the fact, who gives a crap? Say whatever you want. Just go away. Say whatever the hell you want. Just go away. You know what I mean? So go do you, boo. My man Stephen Kelly said, go do you, boo. I know, Guilford McCall. So I'm saying, they're gone, man. Anyway, we got what we got. It ain't a perfect world. Cat's going to be in there, and that's cool. He's going to get 25 and 12. We know that. But how bad is he going to be defensively? This we don't know. But we'll find out. Oh, God, no, Dio. Oh, God, no. Even I have a little bit of class. I would never go on WFAN. I would never do it. You couldn't even pay me to go on WFAN. No. It's like a stage for people that need Prozac. It's ridiculous. The people that go on WFAN are ridiculous. I would not do it. You'd have to pay me a lot of money. If you gave me 200 grand, I'll show up. I'll do it. 200 grand. That's my number. But I don't want, no. Just because, no, hell no. Oh, no. I wouldn't go on BSPN. You could not pay me to go on BSPN. And to be next to the Mad Dog, I'd be done smack the hell out of him. Hell no. Now, if I was on with Big Perk, I might be able to do that. Big Perk, I'll be able to do that. I like Big Perk, you know. But if you put me on there with Stephen A. Stupid, I'll be done slap him in his forehead, man. I'll be done slapped him in the headquarters and call it a day. They be done arrested me. I'll be in trouble. Hell no. Oh my God, Joe Benigno. Oh God, no. I mean, some of these guys, man. I can't. Just looking at their face makes my stomach turn. Just looking at their face, I'd be like, oh God, no. Oh God, no. Joe Benigno, Stephen A. Stupid. There's this other dude with this big nose like a damn bird. And they always calling him the code on the Knicks. He is the craziest idiot I've ever seen. They put him on sometimes New York Sports or MSG or whatever. Not MSG. Like SNY. And I'd be like, who is this idiot? And I'd be like, nah, man. Nah. I'd actually Actually, I don't mind Jeff Teague. Actually, I don't mind Jeff Teague. He does put his foot in his mouth sometimes, but so do I. But I like Jeff Teague. I think his name is Roberts, D.O. I think he is. Well, me, honestly, me and Lee done kissed and made up. Me and Lee Escobedo, me and him buddies now. So at some point, I will be on the KOT show. At some point. Me and Lee done had our conversation and we hashed out our differences. And yeah, so me and Lee back on the same page. So there's no beef now. There was, but there ain't no more. Me and Lee done hashed it out. Matter of fact, it was a week ago. The reason we had beef, is that what you asking? The reason me and Lee had beef? Okay, I'll give you the quick and dirty story. So I was on a show with KOT. It was me, Lee, and Ryan G was on there. And my man that was on there, right? So it was me, Ryan G, and main homie, and Lee. And Lee was advocating at the time, jails, right? So me and Lee was advocating trading Mitch Rob. And I said, no, you're not. Well, we need a stretch five. He said, I said, stretch five for what? Somebody don't play defense? How many stretch fives play defense? Mitch Roberts did, and we went back and forth on this. But then I felt like he got a little disrespectful, and I admit I don't handle that well. And I didn't. But I tried my best to stay cool. Okay. So that was the end of that. So the next day, I did a video. And I didn't mention that I was on KOT. I just did the video on whatever the subject was that I was doing that day. It wasn't nothing to do with KOT. So what happened was every time somebody, y'all leave comments, and thank you. You leave comments on my videos, right? And tell me the truth. Don't I try to answer all your comments? Is that correct, right? I try to answer every comment. Everybody that comments on my videos, I try to answer. Unless it's so ridiculous and I don't want to delete you, I'll leave it alone, act like I didn't see it. But I try to answer all the comments on my videos. So this particular day, people was commenting and I was answering them. So it's like every time I answered a comment, Lee would come behind my comment and contradict me. So I was getting a little vibe, negative vibe. I was getting a little like troll type vibe. So I said to him, Lee, could you please stop doing it? You don't have to answer every time somebody answers my video. And then he came back at me again. And that was the third rail. So then, of course, I got rid of him from my channel, third rail, bye. Then between that and the disrespect on the KOT channel, I told Jay Ellis, I said, you know what? You could keep him on your channel. I think he's going to, I said, I think he's going to help your channel. Because the only reason I go on Jay Ellis's channel is I want to see it grow, because I don't like how the other boy, the Wolfman boy, what's that boy name look like Eddie Munster? He got the Wolfman look. What's that boy's name? You know what I'm talking about. He big time now. What's the Wolfman? He looked like the Wolfman. What's that boy name? What? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He got his own channel. Him and Jay Ellis should be on a channel together. And he did Jay Ellis with no Vaseline. Right, that dude, CP, right. He did Jay Ellis with no Vaseline. So I was like, all right. I said, you know what? I want to help Jay Ellis. Motherfucker CP. I said, I'm going to help Jay Ellis. So that's why I was coming on his channel. But then Lee came in there, right? Yo, he do look like Eddie Munster. I'm just saying. He looked like a black version of Eddie Munster. If you remember the Munsters, he looked like a black version of Eddie Munster. So I'll be like, or like the Wolfman or something like that. Wolfman Jack. You remember Wolfman Jack? Okay. So anyway, I was like, I want to help out my man. So then I call him, and Lee is one of them cats that, I think Lee is one of them connected dudes. Like, he's connected to a lot of dudes that's connected. And so, you really, if you want to blow up your channel, you need guys like that, right? You need guys that will help you, that can plug you into dudes that are bigger on the platform, right? Regardless of, what kind of crap they put out, but if they big. So like, if I wanted to blow up, I would put, one of these idiots from SNY on my channel, right? But JL's wanted his channel to blow up, right? So I was like, listen, you need to keep Lee on your channel. But as long as he's there, I'm not going to be there. I said, And Lee, and then what made me more mad, he acted like, I don't know why he's so upset. I was like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't act like that. And I didn't, he wanted me to come out and say how he was trolling, and then it would be, no, I didn't know it. And I just like, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. I said, you know what, Jay? You keep homie. He's going to help you. But I won't be there. So I left it. So what happened over time, every once in a while, I'd hear from Jay Ellis, you know, when you going to come back, man? And I'll be like, no, I don't think so, bro. So finally, this year, I started listening to Lee's, some of his stuff. And then I heard that he mentioned me in a positive light. I wasn't there, but I heard that he mentioned me a couple of times positively on KLT. So I felt like, okay, he's kind of, you know, he's making an earnest effort with the olive branch, right? So then I didn't know how to contact him. So I contacted Jay Ellis. I said, look, man, I need to talk to Lee. Can you connect us? And he said, oh, yeah. He said, you want me there? I said, you could be there if you want. I trust you. And so he did. We had a Zoom call with Jay Ellis, me, and Lee. And I said, Lee, listen, Lee, I'll tell you, man, I was getting a troll vibe. But even if that were true, I said, I think I overreacted. I really don't handle what I perceive as disrespect. I'm an old dude, and I'm cynical, and I got a bad temper. I admit it. Now, the Most High working with me, and I'm glad he is, right? But I admit it. My temper used to be worse. But I got a bad temper, and I don't handle disrespect well, especially from people younger than me. See, when I was growing up, you get your smacked in the mouth if you perceive to disrespect somebody older than you. If you perceive that, like if they perceived that you might have been disrespectful. My father once smacked the hell out of me. And I said, Pop, what you hit me for? He said, because you called me an asshole in your mind. I swear to God, he said that. And you know what? He was right. He smacked me to the floor, man. And I was like, what you hit me for? I ain't do nothing. He said, you calling me an asshole in your mind. And I couldn't say no. And that's what I'm talking about. So you could not even perceive to be acting like you disrespecting somebody older than you. No, not at all. One time I got smacked because one of my father's friends came over for the second time. I said, oh, it's you again. All I said, oh, it's you again. I came upstairs, pow! I was like, damn, don't you be talking to an adult like that. See? So when I get that vibe from somebody younger than me, I don't like it, you know. And then don't act like you don't know what happened. Because now you calling me a liar and you acting like you got some sort of amnesia. Now I'm real mad. But I decided, I reached out and I said, you know what, Lee? I got a bad temper. I said, I might have pulled the trigger on you too soon. And I said, I apologize. And Lee, for his credit, said, I'm embarrassed. He said, I should have apologized to you first. I'm embarrassed that you had to reach out to me. And I said, forget it. As long as it's all love, it don't matter who reached out to who first. It's all love. And that's how we ended. So I was like, so I said, you know, so then I said, Jay, anytime, I know you got your channel blowing up. I said, anytime you want me on there, we'll work it out. You know, we'll work it out. And I told him, I said, no, so we good. Me and Lee's good, no problem. And that's what I said. So it's over. You know. Well, thank you, Deshaun. The thing is that my channel has always been about my basketball thoughts based on my information. And my problem is I remember crap. I remember crap too well. And people forget. So like if somebody like, you know, Knicks Central puts out BS, I'll never believe anything they say ever again because they put out BS and clickbait. And so once I see clickbait, I don't care what you say. Like after that, I don't care what you say. Because to me, you don't already clickbaited people. So once you lost me. You know? Well, Lee admitted that he likes to start trouble with people purposely. And I said, oh, see, that's what happened. He said, I like to start arguments. And I said, see, that's the thing. I don't like to argue. I'm not a debate dude. So, you know, I'll just bow out. I'm not into debate. Whatever, do you. I'm not doing it. But that's what he said. He said, I should have recognized, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, like I said, man, we handled that business. So yeah, but once Brian Windbag says something and his clickbait and his BS and it's proven to be BS later, which he'll never mention again, I was like, I don't believe nothing that fat fool said. Forget it. I don't care what he said, even if it come to pass. I don't care what he said because he'd already clickbait. You know what I'm saying? I could vomit out a lot of crap. Something could happen, and then I said, "See, I called it." Oh my God, get out of here! Please. You know what I'm saying? So no, but yeah, me and Lee cool now. So I'm glad that drama is over. We understand each other. We're moving forward. We're moving forward, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, for the Knicks, by the Knicks. And somebody, was it you? Somebody said that, and I was like, that's it. That's it right there. I'm stealing that because that typifies the champ. It's not about the fans. I'm not saying y'all don't matter, but one thing you have never heard me say, and by the grace of the Father, you will never hear me say, please like and subscribe. You know why I don't say that? Because I don't give a crap. And that's part of my problem, but I really don't. Do or don't do. You know what I'm saying? Do or don't do. I'm just Knicks. You could ask me about other teams, cool. But my only concern is the Knicks. And if I'm talking about Oklahoma City, it's because they might affect the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? If it don't have nothing to do with the Knicks, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I mean, I like watching good basketball like anybody else. But if it's orange and blue, it's got a special feeling for me. You know what I'm saying? That's a special feeling for me. But yeah. Some people say, well, what do you think about what happened with this trade? I don't give a crap. Is it the Knicks? Does it affect us? Oh, no, I don't care. You mean? Yeah, exactly. Might as well flock everything else. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. So people, and I'm not going to begrudge somebody that want to make money and clickbait. Okay. Because look, truth be told, I think half of Knick Nation loves clickbait, even if they know it's false. Lie to me. There's a show can lie to me. There's people that want that. Okay, go do you, boo. Do your thing. Okay, I'm just not into the fantasy, man. Fantasies are disappointing because you wake up and you're still in the real. I mean, I used to fantasize about girls when I was little, but then once I started having real girls, oh, okay. We can get the real deal now. Yes, Andrew Abraham. I'm looking at, y'all remember Rick Pitino? How many of y'all remember watching the Knicks? 80, what was it, 89, 90? Yeah, y'all remember Rick? What year did he coach the Knicks? Was it 89, 90? What year he coached the Knicks? I'm expecting Rick Pitino. I'm expecting Rick Pitino defense. I'll be surprised if they drop back in half court. I'm expecting 94-foot, all 48 minutes defense. And I'm thinking that's why they're going to go 10 deep. And I'm thinking that's why I want Shamet or Wright, because you're talking about Brunson, McCall, Jordan, Clarkson, Deuce McBride, and you're going to need Shamet. You're going to need another guy, and you're going to need Josh Hart. Josh Hart can do 94 feet too. So I'm thinking, and of course, grown ass man, he could do it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm expecting something similar. May not exactly be, but I'm expecting to see a Rick Pitino type of game. I'm expecting that. I'm not sure I'm excited offensively for this reason. I see Golden State, how Steve Kerr runs his offense. Steve Kerr is a genius offensive, in my view. He is a genius with offensive sets. He is a genius. And then you got a genius on the freaking floor with Steph Curry. And, it's crazy. You could have almost anybody out there and they're going to score because of that. I'm hoping we see some offensive movement, without the ball movement like that for the Knicks. Because what makes me so enamored with Golden State is even watching it on TV, you have no idea what they're running. The movement is so slick off the ball. They disguise things so well. I'd be like, what the hell did they just do? And I'm sitting there watching the game from up here, right? And I'd be like, what the hell did they just do, man? And that is something else, man. Most teams, I can see what they're playing, even sometimes before the flow. But watching Golden State, appreciate that but watching them, and so I'm hoping that whoever this Jent dude is with Brown, that they're going to be initiate. It's like some of y'all, right? How many of y'all are tired of seeing one guy standing in the corner waiting for just waiting for this, just waiting, right? I don't mind them moving to the corner to catch and shoot, okay? But just standing there, come on, let's get some off-ball movement. So I'm hoping we get body movement, player movement, off the basketball. And man, especially if you let, as I mentioned in the video, you let Brunson come off ball. You let McCall and you let OG, you let Deuce, you let Clarkson, let them bring the ball up, initiate the offense. And you start running off-ball body movement with Brunson, man, it's lights out. Offensively, it's lights out. I'm telling you right now. Brunson was with playing like that, it's going to be on, baby. So I'm hoping to see that. Yeah, off-ball, picks, player movement, disguise and stuff. Oh man, that's what I'm kind of. I'll be disappointed if I put too much hope in it and they don't do it. But yeah. So hey, Bele. Yeah. So I'm hoping they do that. But yeah, Randall was the ball stopper a bit. Before him, Melo, big time ball stopper. And Brunson is a bit of a ball stopper also. But hopefully, Brunson Randall's basketball IQ, and I'm not saying he's stupid. Please, I don't get that. I'm not saying Randall's not dumb, but I'm saying he's not the basketball IQ that Brunson is. Neither is Carmelo Anthony. They're not. Brunson is basketball IQ on the highest level. He really is. And so to me, I respect his ability in terms of the ability to think the game on a high level, so that he's too smart to fall into traps like trying to attack our defense by himself. So I'm hoping he uses that, and that's what I'm excited about. Defensively, I'm expecting they're going to make use of speed and length with Mitchell Robinson and McCall and OG, but it's really Cat's got to step up. He's got to step up. I'm expecting Brunson to do what he does. He'll get beat, okay, but Cat has got to step up. He's got to be able to cover some ground defensively. And I wouldn't even mind him being caught in space. Like, Cat is not really, if he tries, he's not really that bad in space against opponents. He's really not. He can hold his own against certain guys in space. He's not like, Enes Kanter in space. He can actually hold his own. So I wouldn't mind seeing him be in that position. Let people try to challenge him in space and let him have backup, like Mitch Rob or somebody behind him. I don't mind that, so I want to see more, but he's got to put some effort into it, man. He can't be saving his energy for offense. He got to put his effort into it. So let's see. I hope they don't use zone. College, high school zone, I get it. But in the league, to me, that's amateur. That's like small time. That's really small potatoes. That's like, you're in the league, man. You got to be able to play man up. At least, matchup zone, if you're going with zone, matchup zone, which is what a lot of teams do, matchup zone. I don't mind that. That's that Syracuse style defense, matchup zone. Yeah. But it's more of a matchup zone, though, Andrew Abraham. They don't do a pure zone because they get shot the lights out. You know what I'm saying? But matchup zone, that's a different thing. But not no 1-3-1 or 2-3 or 3-2. No. Yeah, they'll do a matchup zone. I've seen that. Most teams run a little bit of matchup zone, but I don't mind that. But I don't like it. I'd like to see them man up, man. Get your guy 94 feet, lock his ass up, and let's play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's play some goddamn defense. I mean, to me, it's coming down to that. Ain't nothing else about it. Like I said, I know Brunson struggles, but he tries. I want to see Cat put some more effort on the defensive side of the basketball. I'm not expecting to be Dennis Rodman, but daggone it, come on. Move a little bit, shit. You know what I mean? Come on. So we'll see. And like I said, I'm probably going to try to see 2 games. One at the Capitol Arena in D.C. and one in Minnesota, and see what we could do, man. See what we could do. Oh yeah, I could see Cat being used exactly as Sabonis was used. They're very similar talent wise and very similar strength wise. I can see Cat and Sabonis being used exactly the same way for real. For real. Yeah. So, um, yeah. So yeah, I can definitely see him using that, and I can see Cat being better at it than Sabonis. And Sabonis is an all-star. I can see Cat being even better at it. To me, Cat is just offensively gifted in such a way that, like I said, Cat could be 25 pounds overweight and still get 25 points a game offensively. That's how good he is to me offensively. It's just he is just a talent offensively. He's a load, and that's why he slacks off defensively. I think because he wants to save his energy for it. He knows he could take anybody on the floor, but he needs to play some defense, man, and pass that ball. And he's a great passer from the point post. Great passer. So I love Cat offensively. There's nothing I don't like about him offensively. I don't like that he tries to hook people and he keeps getting called for the offensive foul and act like he don't know what happened. But he can adjust that. He needs to stop that. You know what he does? He holds the guy's arm and then they call offensive and he's acting like, I don't know what happened. No, you know what happened. Anyway, but he's an offensive. He's a juggernaut offensively. There's no doubt. So we got it set. I'm pretty confident with our offense, however they do it. But defensively, let's get some things done, y'all. I want to see some 90-point games, some 95-point games that they hold the opponent under 100. That's what I want to see. When they doing that, that's when I'm getting excited. Whenever Tibbs and the Knicks would hold people, and they do it every year for a stretch, they start holding people under 100, I'll be like, yo, that's what we're talking about. That's championship freaking basketball right there, okay? We're going to see. When it was 135, 133, I'll be like, damn, man, come on, man. Yeah. Mike D'Antoni might as well be coaching. Of course, Russell AC, Cat defensively, Brunson defensively, definitely. Though offensively, there is no weaknesses. Offensively for the Knicks, they're going to be a juggernaut offensively. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be a juggernaut offensively. They really are. But it's defense. That's going to determine how far they go. And we got to see, because your starting five has two defensive weaknesses. A championship team don't have that. Let me ask you a question. On OKC, who was the defensive weakness in their starting five? For y'all remember OKC starting five? Who was the defensive liability for OKC in their starting five? And even the Pacers, who was the defensive liability? You might be able to pick on Halliburton, but he ain't that bad, right? Championship teams don't have no defensive weaknesses in the starting five. And really good ones don't have no defensive weaknesses in starting 8 or 9. That's when they're really good. But the Knicks have two liabilities in the starting five offensively. They have no liabilities in the rotation after that. So out of their 10-man rotation, you might pick Jordan Clarkson, Brunson, and Cat, which is too many. But the other 7 guys can play some daggone defense, That's the big vulnerability to me. That's it. I'm not worried about ball handling, playmaking, all the other stuff. They're going to be able to do. Yeah, Denver did. But see, look, who did Denver start? That year, they had KCP, the Joker, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Brown. Oh, no, not Brown. The Canadian boy, I forgot his name, from Kentucky. And all of them played defense. There was no weakness in Denver. The championship year, there was no weakness in their starting five. And then you had Bruce Brown, who could play defense coming off their bench. So, and you had the young Brown boy, the Ricky that year. He also played some defense. So they had their top 7 was defensive lockout, right? All of them played good defense. But, when you start breaking down and you got weaknesses defensively, teams take advantage of that. This is the league. So, yeah, Brunson fights through screens. I like that. He gives his body up for offensive fouls every game. We love that. Cat, I need effort from Cat. I think Cat has more talent than we give him credit for. He just needs to show up some more defensively, period. Clarkson, we just need effort from him. He's never been a defensive ace, but we need effort from him. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's right, Adrian. I agree with you. So, but championship teams, Oklahoma City has no defensive weaknesses in their starting five. Neither really did Indiana, like I said, when Denver won it all that year, you had all 5 guys could play defense. All 5 guys could play defense, and then you still had 2 more coming off the bench that could play defense. You need that type of game to win, to win the chip. That's right. Boston the same way. Jrue Holiday, they had Derek White, both of those guys. Brown, Tatum, Al Horford, all of those guys could play defense, and even Pritchard coming off the bench, he could play defense. Even the boy that used to be the Knicks, and he played the 5, he could play some defense. I'm saying, you need good, solid defense in your rotation. Right now, the Knicks are shaky in their starting 5. And that's the big question mark to me. Because the NBA is like animals in the jungle. They will feed off the weakest link. There is no doubt about it. They'll do it. So, Doris, what's up? Thank you, Miss Reed. I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. Coming from somebody I respect like yourself, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, and Warriors at the height of the Warriors, Klay Thompson was all NBA defense. And Draymond Green was Defensive Player of the Year. Kevon Looney, those guys played defense, man. They did. They really did. So when they won their last chip, they had there going Andrew Wiggins playing defense. They had Andrew Wiggins playing defense. So yeah. So they did have elite defense, man. So that's all. And their weak link was Stephen Curry. And he was more like Brunson. He would fight through screens and do his best and give up his body. Stephen Curry would do all that. And he was their weak link defensively. But the Knicks got 2. You see, so Iguodala, that's right, Iguodala. But that last chip they won with Andrew Wiggins in their starting 5, all 5 of them played some defense that year, man. So, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So the Knicks got 2 defensive weaknesses on the starting lineup, and they got 1 coming off the bench in Jordan Clarkson. How well those guys play defense is going to be a large part to determine how far can the Knicks go. That really is going to be it. Because I'm going to tell you, the second unit with Deuce, Porty, Hart, you're going to get some defense out of them. You're going to get some defense out of them. And then if you bring in a Shamet, you're going to get some defense out of them. Clarkson is the question mark. We got to see how this works out. We're going to see. We got to see how this works out. I'm hoping he surprises us. We'll see. It's on the line right now, so we'll see what happens, man. It's all on the line. So, as always, y'all are fun to be around. Y'all make podcasting fun. I forgot who said it, but I do have to look into Apple Podcasts or whoever. Apple, what is it called? It's called Apple something. Not Apple Pod. Is it Apple Podcast? Something. I got to look into posting pods, somewhere. Something like that. We'll see. Yeah, I like Cat on the man-to-man defense also. It's when he has to switch and he has to move quickly on the switch, John Pettit, which, like you see Mitchell Robinson do it, elite. Cat gets lost. And that's when we get beat. Yeah. But y'all, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. My weekend continues tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Doris Reed. Welcome aboard. My weekend continues tomorrow as we are retired. Yes, indeed. I'm thinking whether I should work out tonight or not. Had me 2 good workouts over the last couple of days. We'll see what we're doing tonight. We might do some stuff. We'll see. But y'all, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. It's a dangerous world. Be safe. Shalom.